Okay, we're nearing the end here. I hope it's been a valuable day for everybody. Um, First thing, there's a lot of people that need a big thank you in putting this together. Certainly our wonderful sponsors, really want to thank them for helping put together a wonderful show. All of our speakers today really went above and beyond, dealt with me reviewing their presentations and perpetually asking questions to add more details into them. So thank you to all of our speakers. I want to give a special call out to the Andes team, Frank Well, Dr. Sue Emerson, for giving us the resources to put together a conference like this, and a special call out to my team in particular, Shaoling and Crystal, wherever you guys are. They made, while running around with their hair on fire, the day went, I think, rather smooth and put all this together for us. So give everybody a round of applause for that. Thank you. Just a couple of closing thoughts on RISC-V Now. And this is the first year we're running RISC-V Now. And so why now and what changed? And if we look back over the past year or so, RISC-V has really reached this inflection point. There's been some acquisitions, guys like Meta acquiring Rivos, Qualcomm acquiring Ventana. There's been some changes in business models and consolidation in the industry. There's been recent massive investment in RISC-V as well. But I see this as a signal of market maturity, right? Early in RISC-V, there was an explosion of ideas, an explosion of companies leveraging the technology. In the past year, we've started to see focused investment in commercial reality and a consolidation towards companies that could sustain a viable business model. And so we decided to reframe this conference, RISC-V Now, to focus on that commercialization effort going on and make this conference useful for everybody on what does it take to take this open standard and move it into commercial product. Okay? And there are a few really major tailwinds going on. I think it's the perfect storm for RISC-V today. The first one, geopolitics, right? Sovereignty, supply chain control and resilience. It's a perfect story for an open standard where RISC-V International is actually incorporated in Switzerland, right? Strategic neutrality. So there's been a recent rift in what was once a neutral vendor to every silicon company is entering into a silicon market, right? And that does create a different dynamic with the marketplace. RISC-V, being open, available to anybody, maintains neutrality, and that's very important. The game is changing, and RISC-V is resetting the playing field to be level. And finally, AI. We heard a lot today about AI. But AI is challenging architectures, it's challenging systems at every level and across every market. And that's just going to accelerate and get faster. We heard that from, I think, every speaker today in one way, shape, or form. Okay? And AI it's a physics problem, right? It's a lot of constraints. It is not just compute. Compute's actually a bunch of Macs, rather simple to scale out. It's compute with memory, whether that be SRAM or HBM. It's thermal constraints. It's power delivery. It's all these things fitting into form factors, whether that be in a data center with a private nuclear reactor next to it, or in your smartwatch running on a rechargeable battery, right? And so RISC-V is actually very well suited for this. And I'd like to say that RISC-V exemplifies what I'll call adaptation velocity, right? In a traditional architecture, The architecture is improved in major general events, typically twice a decade. And twice a decade, a set of known workloads, an architecture is optimized towards it, maintains backward compatibility to all previous versions, and a generational event happens where a new architecture release comes. Then customers adopt that, and when they want to accelerate their current workload or upcoming workloads, they design accelerators around it. RISC-V switches that dynamic. RISC-V allows you to effectively continually improve on the workloads that exist right here, right now, and the ones you know about in your immediate future. And it's the one that can change the fastest without breaking everything you've done in the past. Okay? So rather than generational incremental improvements, RISC-V is a continually evolving improvement. And this is proven in use. There was a recent paper on Meta's website by YJ Song, and he coined Meta as high velocity, right? They're geared to do 2 MTIA chips a year, an MTIA accelerator every 6 months. And there's 2 points he made. One is very fast adaptation to emerging AI technologies, whether that be new precisions, new data types, new operators, but being to evolve the architecture every 6 months to adapt to that, okay? As well as fast adoption of the latest hardware technologies, so incorporating HBM, a new technology node. And RISC-V fits in this theme. They're obviously heavily invested in RISC-V and the MTIA accelerator family. Okay. Now, detractors call out something called fragmentation. You enable this differentiation, right? Specialized instruction. Oh, the software is gonna fragment. I'd like to reframe that and call it structured innovation. Right? So what RISC-V is allowing you to do is to explore paths kind of at the tip of the spear, right? And by exploring these paths, different companies, different teams get to try out different ways of doing things, all with a common baseline ISA, a common software toolchain and environment. And eventually they come together and they discuss what's worked, what's in the common good, what do we bake back into the base standard, right? And this progresses on and on. These forks of innovation converging back into the standard. So these forks are where innovation is happening on a continual basis. That's what gives RISC-V the ability to adapt, the ability to be adapted by anybody, and also through the ratification process, come back to a common standard that everybody could enjoy the mutual benefits of. And in this, RISC-V International has the working groups, the ratification process, standards and specification. Ideally, RISC-V International, will keep ongoing consistency around this continual improvement of the architecture. Okay? So with that said, RISC-V now, what's next? Obviously, we'd like to see everybody in this room go design, build, innovate on RISC-V. We're here to help you. Our partner ecosystem is here to help you. But RISC-V now is more than just a conference name. Encourage you to check out the website. This is an area where we plan on putting the videos from this conference, sharing commercialization use cases, sharing ongoing information from our partners. So we'd like this to be a growing resource for those who need to how to do a commercially viable RISC-V implementation in a product. We want this to be a knowledge base for the community. Okay? So with that said, it is now my great pleasure to formally close our RISC-V Now 2026. Invite you to a nice drinks and snacks reception and enjoy the rest of your afternoon and evening. Thank you very much.